Tu kunna da tetari kutta shatarati kurtu shiana ke arna kushu. Establishing a color light. Kurta tu shiata de pokutu tu shatarati kingi po kurta tati keta perkes kotu utkorrapkat ina shakatrek tu isukmet pishito koro. Yarata tindingi koina hata yaratu so uchu tu mama ipe apu kuishia shasti tish to the arate kingi bako kutu shatira utarate pikia. Shutarana yarate pisu hataraki kikaratu umbu yarate shatata kingi kurtu pushaka arna yaratu shata kingaratu ushuru no maharti pika aya. Yutune mi hotu kurpa urt bishakatara yanda yaratu yarapi urt kushakya no huya unnabu iwutushia tikina yatatu yara. Shatani pe ukuta uye shataratush. Yatinge ke uchu upurna yatata de kipu ichatarana. Howdy. How's it going, Angela? I'm pronouncing it right. Looks about right. Angel Aid. Ad. I don't know. I'm so bad with username stuff. I don't like read things. I use like download it. So like I get the whole package at once. So like I look at the avatar, I look at the name. The name is more like a picture to me than like an actual word. So it's more like geometry that is downloaded that I remember. Hi Fawn. Hi Carrie. And I'm awesome. I'm excited to have Andy. I'm not sure who Andy is, but I'm glad he's coming. All that. Just waiting for people to come in. It hasn't quite started yet. Hello from Washington State. I am also from Washington State, Mount Vernon area. Oh no, Faithy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. How long have you had it? Hey, Danette. Where are you, Leo? Or Leonag? So bad about I don't even know why I try to pronounce anything. Since Wednesday. Let's see. See what we can we'll just do some real quick stuff while people are coming in. Whatever is for your highest good only. No harm will be done, no energy will be taken that's not freely given. We're just going to assist in accelerating the process. So you're already healed, and we're just going to accelerate the process of your body catching up to that. So we're going to accelerate it. We're just going to put a figure 8 through your system and put a timer on that. It will last as long as is needed for your highest good in order to run these codes. And then I'm just going to run codes through that figure 8. Alright, and we'll just have those run, see how those help you. I would recommend sticking around. So we're going to do some healing work at some point here, and some group healing work. And the way that we do healing work in a group, people will get individual healing where they need it most. It's not going to be as strong as if we would do a one-on-one, of course, just because it's a little more diffused, but a lot can happen in these. Well, thank you. Thank you for the roses. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff that people are struggling with right now, physically. A lot of oh, thank you, Amber. Nice to see you. There's going to be a lot of physical issues coming up in people's realities, because the physical is like the final stop for the energy, right? Like wherever it's coming from in our fields, whether it's coming from a mental layer or even an astral layer, it could be coming from the astral, it could be coming from a mental, from the thought process that trickles down into the emotional process. And then once it's past the emotional process, it gets stuck in the physical, or at least we process it through the physical. And that's usually, we do that through illness or injuries or all sorts of different things. And sometimes it's having injuries or illnesses is like a fast track to processing what people might refer to as karma. We can do a lot of processing of energies in a short amount of time by getting sick. or we can change our DNA really quickly by choosing to be sick, where we can choose to get stuff. Like I know some really powerful healers that they didn't choose consciously to get COVID, but their spirit decided that would be a really powerful way for them to change their DNA in a way that would be powerful to transmute in a collective way. It's kind of hard to articulate, but essentially you can take on codes, because when you change things, you don't change things around you. You become it, and then you change yourself. That's how we do all this stuff. That's what magic truly is, and that's what transmutation is all about. That's what all of it's about. Whew. Feeling the energy's already coming in. Whew. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's funny, before I get on a live, about a half an hour before, I can feel all the energies. I can feel everybody's fields coming in, and it's like, woo-wee. And today we're going to be dropping off quite a bit of code work. So we're going to have some codes. They're going to be really beneficial for everybody in the process right now, because we're all going through a really big transformational process right now. So what I'm doing right now is just setting up a container for us to be in, to work in, anybody that comes through here. It's going to have a filtering system too, because since we get random people that move through, they're not going to be able to affect the group container. It'll be essentially filtered out, almost like a C60, like a buckyball shape, how it filters and spits out, brings in negative energies, and will transmute it to positive energies. So if they'll be in this container, they're going to get benefits, and they're going to get love, and they're going to get healing, but they're not going to be able to contribute negatively. And we have our teams up, ready to assist the highest light only, the living eternal light only too. Today we're not going to have any distortions in our group. They are welcome to hang out and listen and be a part of the healing process, but they're not able or allowed to manipulate and take energies from anybody in this container. And if they are hanging out, they're going to get healing. And they'll remember. So for those that don't know, that it might be just popping in right now, I'm what people might refer to as an architect, quantum architect. There's a bunch of different names for it, but essentially I specialize in energetic structures and codes. I manipulate the coding essentially that creates the systems that are built from it. I don't know if that's the best way to say it. Essentially, I work with structures. So when I'm doing this, I'm essentially just light weaving, code crocheting, building structures to put in place geometries, codes, all sorts of stuff. My archetypal highest self, those types of me, they specialize in planet building planets and all sorts of things. All right, much better. Wow, we got a whole bunch of people in here. So how's everybody doing? Welcome, Friday Night Lights. Hey, so glad you're in here, Tina. I was just thinking about you. I was hoping you'd make it, because now I'm looking up at how many people are here, and I'm like, holy crap, 200 people? 200 people are here to listen to me blab away. Now they're here for the healings, right? They're here for the activations. Pow, pow, pow. How's everybody feeling? I want to know how you're feeling. Let me know what's going on in your reality and how things have been since about Christmas time. Because it's been a huge transition this last couple weeks, especially since the 1st. Well, you don't have to stick around, Tina. You're not on duty or anything. I really appreciate you. We can definitely handle it. I'm sure there's some other familiar faces in here that I could trust with moderation too. But I definitely do appreciate you being Okay. No, yeah, not sleeping is a big part of that. Being a hermit, yeah. Staying in your own space and just processing things. Body's heavy. Yeah, I get that heavy sensation big time. I get it throughout my nervous system where I just am like literally weighed down, where sometimes I can't even stand up. Feeling as deeply as possible helps a lot. Like, I don't know how, I've been trying to figure out a way to articulate the way that I'm going to try to suggest to feel. Like, the way that I feel. So we feel, right? There's like this ambient way that we feel things. We know, like, feel your body. It's like, okay, yeah, I feel my body. What do you mean? Like, I feel my body. But when I say like feel your body, really feel your body, it's like this hitting the boosters. It's almost like flexing your whole body without moving a muscle, without trying to move anything. It's like this deeper amount of feeling where you like lean into it. And that's been really helpful so even before I got onto the the live, I was building up a lot of tension, because that happens, especially with these energies. And I've been really sensitive lately, and I've been dealing with my own healing process and my clearing process. So I knew today was going to be pretty intense. So before I jumped on, I just sat for a second. I put a quick timer on for 5 minutes, and then I'd sit with everything as relaxed as possible, arms down at my side, relaxing my eyes, relaxing my jaw, and then feeling as deeply as possible all of the tension, all of that heaviness, that weight, anywhere in the body, feeling it as deeply as possible, like really like pushing into it without moving a muscle, without flexing anything. And then I have a little exercise that I've been doing, and it's so when I'm in that state and I'm feeling as deeply as possible, in my mind, I'm thinking of the places that I feel it the most. So I imagine, okay, well, right now, like, I'll do it right now. So let's do it right now. This will be a fun exercise, right? Let's try this right now. So I want you just to relax as deeply as possible. Relax into your body. Sink into your body. Relax your eyes. Relax your jaw. Sink into your butt. Just relax all the muscles starting from your head, just down your face and into your neck, into the shoulders, the chest, upper back, through the middle back, lower back, down into the hips, and really feel it sink into your hips and butt, down into your legs, down through the thighs and hamstrings, and like just weighing down your legs into your shins, calves, feet, toes, down through the shoulders, down through the arms, and into the hands. And just feel that, just relax as deeply as possible. That's what you really want to focus on, is just relaxing and then feeling. So now I want you to feel exactly what you feel in your body. Identify any tensions or pains. So for example, right now, as I'm sitting here, I feel a lot of pressure in my eyes, the top of my head, the base of my skull, in my palms, a bit in my left thigh, a little bit in my left shin and left calf. And so what I'm going to do is ask you to identify those spots. Just feel your whole body, and then what you do is just go through and identify what area of your body you feel most at that moment. So like for example, this is what I would do. So I would sit here to relax as possible, and I go, okay, so my right hand is the most intense right now. Now I move to my left hand. Now it's the base of my head, it's my solar plexus, my left shin, my left calf, my third eye, the base of my skull, back of my solar plexus, my palms, the bottom of my feet, my calves, behind my eyes, palms, base of skull, back of solar plexus, third eye, base of skull, back of solar plexus, palms, knees, top of eyes, base of skull, back of solar plexus, palms, left calf, right foot, bottom of the left foot. And as you're doing that, you're going to notice, so your mind is a bit distracted, right? So it's like this focused exercise, but you're still in a kind of a meditative state. And what you'll notice is your body is going to start clearing these areas. So it's going to be bouncing around it. And as you are relaxed and you're placing awareness in these areas, you're placing energy in these areas, and they're activating. So at the same time as you're feeling your whole body, but you're just identifying where you feel it most in that moment. And as you follow that around, almost like they're like lights. It helps to like imagine if they're lights. You know, the strength of the energy that you feel, the strength of the tension you feel, the brighter the light, you know, and it'll move around, and it really can be very powerful to send energy throughout your body. I use that for a healing technique like all the time. I didn't even realize that it could be an exercise. So I would say play with that. It works really good for me. I already feel a lot better after just doing that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, all right. Well, that was fun. Yeah, I would definitely try that exercise, especially when you're feeling heavy. There's a lot of tension in your body. And thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you so much. So I guess we can start by, I don't know, just some questions. You guys want to chat about anything? Or I guess we can just jump straight into some energy work. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a little bit of energy work real quick. Let's do a little activation, a little healing, whatever comes through for the highest good. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's do that. Beezus, I will get back to you about your question after we do this real quick. Because that way the people who show up, you know, because not everybody can stay a long time, you know, and I want those that did see the time of the live and showed up not to miss the energy work. So let's do that. So, so what I'll be doing is utilizing what we refer to as light language and light codes. It's a form of expressing energy, frequency, and vibration in all sorts of ways. It's very multidimensional. So you're going to see my hands and fingers do all these movements. You're going to see my arms move around. You'll see my body move around, and then you'll hear me speaking in different, what seem like different languages. They're like different dialects, and some of them they do seem a bit like actual languages where they feel like they could be translated. Some they can actually be translated. Some of them are going to sound a little bit more like codes, like some of them sound like sound effects. I'm not really sure what's going to come through. The last couple of days, only like a handful of aspects have come through, mostly because I think I'm still resting. And I'm integrating a bunch of stuff. So we'll see what comes through. But they're all aspects of me. So I am not channeling any other beings, any other entities outside of my own stream, what I consider my stream of consciousness. They're all aspects of me. So they might sound weird and stuff, but they're all me. They're not demons or anything like that. Because some of them can sound really intense. And they do sound different in other dimensions too. So what it sounds like through my mouth isn't necessarily the way it sounds throughout dimensions. I don't know how else to articulate that. The energy's already coming in. All right. Really jazzed up today. All right. So all you got to do is relax if you're open to receiving. You don't have to do anything. Just relax your body. Know that our intention is to give whatever is in alignment for the highest good of all only. That can be activation, it can be healing, upgrades, whatever is in alignment for the highest good only. No harm will be done, no energy will be taken that is not freely given. And again, it'll be in alignment for the highest good of all. So this is what I'm doing here can be activating, what we would call activating, which is another way for me to, another way that I like to just say it is like it's remembering, because it's just going to trigger something in you that has already been there. So a lot of times doing this work and receiving this work can activate these things in you yourself. A lot of times people will start speaking in these languages, activate their own light languages. They'll begin to sign. And a lot of times people were already doing these things before and didn't realize it was a thing until they see somebody else doing it. And so that's another form of an activation. So I'm going to establish my pillar of light. I'm just going to open a portal to Grand Central Sun, pull through source code, source light, that's divine frequency down through our sun. and down through my crown, through all my chakras, and out my root. And I invite you to do the same if you'd like, to the highest good, down into the center of the earth, if it's in alignment, into the core of 7D Gaia. We're going to pull up the frequency, back up through the rocks and the minerals, up through my root, through all of my chakras, out my crown, and back up. And I invite you to do the same, just with your intention. You don't have to worry about anything else. Yes. Yeah. 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 Oh. Wait. Shoot. So if there's a certain area or a certain intention that you would like, hold that in your awareness. If there's an area of your body that you would like healing, put your awareness in that area. If there's something you'd like to manifest, put your awareness and imagination into that idea. And a big part of my role here is to help deliver codes. So there's codes that we all have, that we all need in order to become who we are. And I would be considered a code keeper. So I get codes from different realities and different places, essentially, and carry those and deliver them for people and collectives. And if this is new to you, I don't expect you to buy into it. I don't need you to. You don't have to, even for it to work, so don't worry about it. I would just invite you to stay open-minded and feel your body. Just feel your body and see what happens. And who knows, you might have an experience that changes your life. I know the first time I started feeling this stuff, it changed my life. Once you actually experience it and you start to tangibly feel it, it was game over for me. But still, the ego mind will fight it for a long, long time. I was doing healings every day. All day, every day for like 2 years before I finally anchored in, okay, it is real, it's real. And I'm like literally every day doing miracles. It's just the ego, man. And then society and the programming, it's tough. Shatana yarati kurta pasyacha nascha uirapu ukona hata prochayana. Yitina hata ila hala leple echenia ku uirapi cha into uirapa erkusaniata itriti. Chitera we ti what hale puini hata yata we kainipia yo. Ya le peru nuya satya ranai. Nimo ale adita uishitati imikiao. Yatayana iro hayana wo. Yatirno yeshu. Nata uwe. Yak arta inat. Kinak uya. Yanati hukato shatao. Nikak uikinak. Watasarata. Tysto isto mastu ika unkoma hiawa. Kita asta mika uko ipa asinana. Ika tatu kuku. Shepiatu tina hasipiki neke itio tuya tai. Kiki. Urahasia chasiasa. Shiakimoko etiasiatasia. Yeah. Okay. Yeehaw! You got water nearby? I recommend having some. Am I trying to beatbox? It's funny because I can't beatbox. It's funny. There are literally languages that are beatbox languages. They've come through before. Like definitely like during like plant medicine. I've had like literally, like in Men in Black, the guy that in the male guy who's just like boom, bam, I can't even do it. But there are that's literally a light language. So now that I looked back and I saw that again, I was like, oh, that's awesome. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling after that? I invite you to share your experiences, especially for those who may be feeling things and not really sure. The ego mind might be, what the F? See that? I love it. Yeah, ears are ringing. That's downloads. Whew. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you all for sharing your experiences. That's really powerful. Yeah, definitely drink lots of water. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the gifts, everyone. Thank you. Flowers. Oh, come on, Ishito. Good on me. Papa, uchia kutnaya koi kimiki otu asia tachipia aiwa. Tutu ini kiista uishao kurani mekoto. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure, truly. And thank you for being open to receive, because it's a different thing for sure. Oh, thank you. Claudia, let's see, did I miss that? Sorry, let's see. Dahlia. You can send me a message through the link in my bio. So go to my bio, or through Instagram if you want. But you can just go to my bio, there's going to be a link in there, and you can send a message through a form that's there. That's the best way. Thank you. Oh, so we're going to do more in a bit here too. So that was a little different for me on my end, but we will do another one in a little bit. We'll answer questions. Whew. Yeah, some of the light language did scare you, but it can be weird. It can be definitely weird, but it's all coming from a place of love. They're just different specialists. And the voices that are coming through aren't necessarily what's happening on your end. So there's a lot going on. What I do is very multidimensional, so there's a lot going on. The expression of those languages are aspects that are generally giving certain messages. They're speaking to your soul in universal forms. And so there's a lot going on, and it can be tough to articulate directly because it's going to be different for each person. The power of this type of work is it's going to be filtered through each person completely differently. It's almost like music. It's very similar to music, how like we don't need to know the lyrics of a song to feel the emotion, to feel what a song is about, right? To feel what the music is about. And even if 2 people knew the lyrics, or 10 people knew the lyrics to the same lyrics to that song, they often will interpret it completely differently. It's very similar to light language. And light language, all the stuff that I'm doing is expressing sacred geometry. Our bodies are sacred geometry. And so I'm using the sacred geometry of my body to facilitate different codes, different, like numbers are codes. Geometry is code. It's all code. Oh, thank you. It's funny. But yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, anyway, it's like music. It's very much like music. So a lot of times too, even like one hand, you might notice is doing a lot more like this and the other one's doing like this. It reminds me of like holding chords on a guitar or something and then strumming it, sort of. So a lot of times when I'm doing it like this, there's a lot of code crocheting, like light weaving, like activation work going on through this. A lot the bigger sweeping motions, which I don't do as much on the live just because I can't reach. It'll like kind of messes things up. I got really long arms. But those are like more like facilitating energies. They're moving energies more. So I do a lot of that too. I need to do more standing up work because there's a lot more that we can do with the whole body. And I'm using the whole body most of the time. It's like a controller for my higher self, which is like every body part and every movement is like a different button or different joystick, you know, but we're like this multi-dimensional controller, our bodies are. I don't know what stimming out is, but it sounds cool. Oh, stimming out, yeah. Stimulating, oh yeah. I'm all jacked up right now. Do I connect more with the energies of Sandalphon or Metatron through this work? Both. How I perceive them are pretty much the same. I connect with myself. I work mostly with myself. But people would identify me as a Metatron, most likely. But I'm not. I'm a both. But I'm not either of those either. You know, they're just aspects and collectives. Hey, Shaman Dirk, thank you, brother. It's good to see you here. Oof, I'm getting cooked, aren't I? That incoming energy. That happens a lot too. So a lot of energy will be coming in through my neck and expressed through my neck. I express a lot of codes through my throat chakra and my higher heart, through my heart. Yes, yeah, Visas, go ahead and ask your question. Yeah, feel free to ask questions. This is like really laid back. Like this is what it's all about, is to just answer general questions, anything that you are interested in. I know this stuff is weird and different, and I'm open to answering any questions, especially hard questions, you know? Because I wish I had somebody to talk to about this stuff when I was first introduced to it, you know? Like, I'm all self-taught, self-remembered. So a lot of the techniques and stuff, I don't know if they work on other people a lot of the time. So I'm trying to learn myself, you know, get feedback, because I use a lot of really basic stuff, and those really basic techniques really build it over time. And then it starts to evolve and you start to pick up on other things. It becomes a really organic process through your own consciousness, through your own rememberings. Sorry, did I miss your question? I'm sorry. But don't be afraid to ask questions again, too. So I'm not offended if you spam questions and you ask it over and over again. I'll get to it. Or if there's a comment that I'm missing and you really want me to see it, please do share. Do I work with my higher self? Yes. So that I only work with my higher self. I only work with aspects of myself. Work with me. Why do you feel like you have a block, especially with remembering? There could be a lot of reasons. Sometimes it's not time for us to remember. I'm blocked in a lot of ways in that too, just because part of my process of remembering who I am needs to be organic. Like, I can't just go to the end of the game because we have contracts and we have roles to play, and even though we want to just be at the end game, it's not about the end of the game. It's about playing the game to get there. How do you learn the basics? There's so many ways. Just follow your heart, like follow your intuition, follow your excitement. Whatever excites you in that moment is your higher mind, your higher self's way of showing you that that's the way to go. So whatever is exciting for you, do that. Play. Play, play, play. I'm sorry, I'm definitely missing a lot of questions. Do you ever go outside and do light language and animals stop and talk back? They love light language. They really love, I don't know if they talk back, but they love it. So do babies. Is this different ancient languages combined or a totally different language in of itself? It can be both. So some of them are pretty much like straight code, so they can come through as like almost like sound effects or like beeping or clicking. Other ones are like from like specific collectives. So different kind of collectives of beings and entities will sound a certain way, have a certain dialect. Certain star systems will have their own dialects, you know, that comes from certain cultures. There's so many different possibilities. So you're saying you can't visualize. I'm trying really hard since I'm trying to learn myself again. What can I do? I can't visualize either. I don't have anything, but people would say that I have aphantasia, which is the inability to visualize in your mind, like not to be able to get images in your mind's eye at all. And it was really frustrating. I didn't know that was I didn't know other people could actually visualize for a really long time, like until just a couple of years ago. And when I found out that other people could act, like visualizing was a very normal thing, it blew my mind. It changed everything. And I realized really quickly that I was a super feeler. And but it did create a lot of blocks in my awareness because I thought that something was wrong with me. And so even now, it's still a block with me because I'm really wanting to try and visualize. Like I really need to see, like I don't get really any kind of like direct input. I'm like all output. So my direct input is just knowings and feelings. So it's all right now. It's like I'm like in that initiation phase where like the Jedis have to fight blindfolded and deaf, you know. Shukuya. Just 1 second. I'm gonna show the energies real quick because they're building up real quick. So the thing too is like when I've been healing these last few weeks and dealing with my own healing and clearing processes. And sometimes I jump back in a little too quick. And when I do, I get really like jacked up. Kid on caffeine. Because the energies are really intense. And if I'm not super grounded, I get really jacked up, especially as a feeler. So I can feel everything and I can actually feel some people thinking certain things, and that distracts me sometimes. So I'll pick up on somebody's thought or like a certain, like I don't get an image in my head, but I get like a download of something, and it kind of like jolts me. Or I'm usually channeling, so my channel will start to just like I get a jolt, and then I'll almost lose a thought for a second. And especially when I'm going through this process right now. So all of us are going through a huge integration process, a transformational process. And I'm going through my own on a personal level, like really hardcore. And I have a very sensitive nervous system. So it's really easy for my nervous system to start to get overloaded. And if I'm not careful, I will let it just build and build and build, and it can really burn out. So I gotta remember to take breaks real quick and allow myself to move the energy down and relax and not let it get too jazzed up. Because when I do the channelings, there's so much energy that moves through me. It can be overwhelming, especially when I'm really still not fully recovered yet. Much better. How old am I now, and when did I first know? I am 35 years old on this earth plane. And I started to learn about light language maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't start speaking it and practicing light language until just few years ago probably. I've always been using. I didn't realize what I was doing, and I didn't really want to speak light languages, but of course the universe has irony to it, and it really one day just all came bursting out, like forced out. So like what I feel when the energy builds, I feel tension, and it was like almost like squeezing me, and it would started squeezing me so hard like I couldn't move, and it squeezed and squeezed until sound started to come out, just like and then like forever, and all these different languages just started coming out, like one after another. They'd be, spend 20 seconds or so, and then it would switch to another one, and then switch to another one, and switch to another one for like hours, and I couldn't speak English afterwards. So it's very similar to what I do when I do my channelings, but I didn't know what the heck was going on. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. Tina, Cosmic Earth Child. I feel like I'm gonna explode if I don't release codes too. So that's the thing too. Is like I can feel that right now. I can feel it building up, and like it's like wants to release more, and I'm just like, I don't know. Should I just? I guess I should just release them. Hey, Roseanne. Welcome, welcome. Do you need eyes open to soak it up? Nope. Am I turning these abilities on for you? It's possible. I possibly could be activating. You've got a headache. Why is that? It's because most likely you got blockages that we're working through. Activations can build and create tension in the head. A lot of times, like when I was getting activated, I mean, I always have a headache, honestly, but through certain periods, I get really intense headaches, likely because you're getting downloads. I also get pretty severe headaches when I'm getting downloads. Ear ringing also is about getting downloads oftentimes. Is lucid dreaming a sign of traveling in other dimensions? Yes. Yes. Lucid dreaming, it's just about who's driving the experience, whether it's the subconscious mind or the conscious mind. And it can be kind of complicated. It can be way more powerful than we realize, lucid dreaming specifically. It's almost like an astral projection. Well, I mean, technically it is, but... Did I ever have a light language attunement? No. So it got activated in me through healing work. So I just focused on healing. So I got into energy healing as a way to manage symptoms for a condition that I was diagnosed with that they were saying was terminal. So, I couldn't function for a long time. I was in a lot of pain. My nervous system was blown out. I had cysts throughout my spinal cord and throughout my whole nervous system, and I couldn't function for a very long time. Went through depression, went through that whole thing, anxiety, depression. Just my life was completely shut down. And until I found energy healing, a way that I could actually manage my symptoms, because none of the medical system was working. Until I found light language, I was pretty much screwed. And then, or not light language, just energy work. And then I found energy work, and I was able to manage my pain with energy work, and that changed everything. Because then I had a way to manage it, and then everything changed from there. Oh yeah, your son's 8 and he's writing light codes. I don't doubt it for a moment. I know I've been writing light codes my whole life. I thought I was making logos when I was a little kid. I thought I was making fonts. But yeah, and these kids right now are so activated. Thank you, Roseanne. I appreciate you. I can feel it. Yeah, I'm trying to tune down, release some of these codes. So there's a lot that wants to come through me. So I'm just going to let this come out the whole time. And you may be receiving and stuff. It's just going to come out. Because otherwise, I'm just going to be building up way too much tension and energy in my body. I can barely already speak. maybe I just got to start liquid. Yeah, I'm going to have to let some stuff out. So it's going to start coming. So you can feel, so I don't know if you can hear, but it's starting to like squeeze in these areas until I actually release it. So now I'm beginning to shake. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to keep coding. Ooh, man, the energy's building up strong. Ooh. Hu harna yahya uikal me hatuya tisyacha. Nahya kima uitu shara timi kuika kore na yisti. Yana haya pra ui kuinha akara wesya. Shukui harat pikuera suhawa. So the experience on my end is like, it's like your muscles move for you. Like if it builds tension until you release it. So if I'm sitting here and I'm not doing all this stuff, I just feel it building and building and building. Then it gets really hard to speak. I begin to stutter. So my body, as I'm just sitting there and talking, it's wanting to do stuff like this. And if I don't, it's still trying to do that. So it's like flexing my muscles and trying to like really get me to do it. Gonna let codes come out until they stop, otherwise I just won't be able to speak. So yeah, there's some amazing beings here that know a lot about what's going on that are in the chat, and they should be able to help you with a lot of these questions until I'm able to look at the screen, because I'm not even able to look at the screen right now. So my eyes are trying to roll up and release codes. I knew there was going to be a lot of codes released. I just didn't know. I thought it'd be done in little segments, but it seems like they just want me to release them the whole dang time. So hopefully you're cool with that. Feel your body, because you're going to be receiving. You're welcome to tune in. For those that can tune in, see what's going on. There's going to be a lot of different things going on. Or just feel your body. Just feel your body. So it's all for the highest good only. Quick, and you won't get anything that's not right for you. We don't push codes into people. We work directly with your higher self. So my higher self, my higher selves, work directly for your higher selves to get you what you need when you need it. A big part of the work that we do, the way that we use these codes, is essentially like creating packages of information and then giving you access, giving your higher self access to these packages of information, where they can then go and get those packages when it's appropriate for you and unpack them over time for you, for your highest good. So even as we release these codes for you, they will be unpacking over time. So it's not going to be just today. So they will take time to unpack for some people. Some people, they'll get a whole bunch at once. Whatever's right for you. And also, so since I'm not able to answer questions directly right now, hold on to your question. Not necessarily hold on to your questions, but ask your questions through my messenger, if you can, or just go to my link in my bio, and you can send me a message through that, or you can send an email to tylheals, just like my username, @gmail.com. You can just send me an email. Ask me any questions. I will do my best to get back as soon as possible. It might take some time sometimes, but I do my best to get back to everybody. And that can be about anything. You can just, if you have questions, if you want to BS, if you're interested in sessions, things like that. Okay, it feels like they're going to start letting up in a bit here. Yeah, Tina, you're not joking. I bet you're... They're really like forceful to let these codes out right now. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, this is like a lot more aggressively like, no, you gotta release codes. You gotta do this right now. Okay, I think I'll get a little break. Okay, that was intense before it. Whew. Oh, yep, there's more coming. Another wave. Oh boy, okay. Nukuchana makura tadisha kina kui producia tatara nikipro ikutana nipiara tadikiko chana yepro ukurta shacha. Sorry, I'm gonna have to turn my head, so I'll probably disappear for a second. Tu shotuna vera kisha tata uira kuyara india tu inipi isha tu korapokota si chitatita utprota tamina ta itu ushipikota unipishita ayatuina. Hutio ho carne me shata ta 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 ta. Hui hat ha uina ha me uik kakt uisha asut. Shitasia imish huihuahua hinia shataru ira shatia simishi tu kulkena sep utu shitia tu umbu pu atuta yashita no ushitia. Hua karna siutus. Okay. Golly. Yeah, good. It's funny, you guys can feel it too, huh? You can feel when we get a little break, and there's gonna be another wave. I can feel it. It's gonna be wave after wave, man. Hi everyone. Hi Brianna. Oh, Brianna. What? Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. Okay, I thought it was somebody else's name. I know somebody with a very similar full name. I was like, what? Somebody from real life? I get a little nervous sometimes because some people from my past, not that I care, but they don't know what I'm up to or at all. They haven't talked to me in like a decade, and most people from my past probably think I'm dead. So it always kind of, I think it's funny when certain people run into my work, and I'm always just like, I wonder what they think. Yeah, it's my pleasure, everyone. Thank you for being open to receive. Takia shinasti okui. They think I'm dead because I kind of disappeared and because I had a serious condition. The doctors were saying was terminal. They gave me a 5 to 7 years at one point. They're full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about, and it kind of screwed me up more than the condition did a lot of the times. Like right when I first got sick, I was just mostly in pain, and they instantly put me right into therapy for it, for like into life therapy type stuff, like to coach me on like you're gonna die from this, like you should be really upset. And I was just like, nah. I'm like, what? I'm not gonna, like, what? It didn't make any sense to me. And yeah, so it didn't mess me up until a few years later when things like my life started to fall apart and I started to get really, you don't have a life anymore. You can't work anymore, and your dreams kind of go out the door. I broke up with like serious relationships because we weren't gonna have kids because, what would be the use of that? And they said end up being a paraplegic first and then a quadriplegic, and they said all sorts of stuff, and it messed me up. But it got me here too, like all that pain is converted into power. Like that's what we do. We excavate pain and we transmute it into power. Pain is power and potential is the way that I like to think about it. And I'm not healed, by the way. I'm not fully healed by any means. I am healing. I'm in the middle of my healing. Like, I am not healed. I still experience lots of pain. I still experience some symptoms. I just have ways to manage it, and I'm working on it, It still benefits me quite a bit to experience the pain that I do and the discomfort that I do. It makes me stronger. It's going to make me so much stronger. Yeah, and we're always healing, 100%. Yeah, I feel it too, Tina. I can feel them. They're coming in through the back of my sacral and the back of my neck really hard. Yep, now it's coming in the back of my... It's cool that you guys are feeling it too. That makes me feel better. Yeah, like literally shaking. Okay, here we go. These ones got me like literally shaking, convulsing. And I get that type of energy when I'm working on myself, but not usually when I'm working in groups for other people, sometimes for other people. When my feet are on fire. For anybody that has to go or is just catching some of it, I'm going to be posting it on my YouTube afterward. So you can just search for Ty-L on YouTube and you should be able to find me easy. Or if you got Facebook, I think Facebook/Ty-L Healing or /Weesling Magic. Pletu kisharania yuta yasiana kemo yasiatu yasina tipiasu tukuisanani ulula Shukuinas. Kipuakuch. Talep naktik niktuk naktik takuk nemak nik ikush aimak ikutoyak na mukuyat. Nishik kimak kuyabak uikashiaku nakipakyo shu unyapakyo natishia utanima uicha nimarui ukuileki. Natuelami asuicha tianla hami uitialama uikuina shituelami ichiasinami kuikata. Shena yarepi tituia de pua nitu ituelao torna yara nasu hatuina. Ituina leitu yushu taya nipuako. Yasu ipua na tuya taya shina yo etuna. Muk uina tewa hatu shawinati. Tue to wao. To ko. They really just keep going and going, don't they? I'm just gonna, I trust it. I trust whatever. Okay. That wave, there's going to be another one. I can feel it. I do, yeah, a beer and a nap, yep. Yeah, I do need something for my nervous system. But I have not. I wonder, who knows? Maybe I'll have a J afterwards or something. Relax. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just like the wave after wave of this stuff. So it's like I don't even, like, I can feel it building. It's good. Here it goes. Okay, here we go. Whew. I really appreciate you being here to help, Tina. I really, really, truly appreciate it. If you're able to still assist, even, I mean, I'm sure you're feeling it all too. And also, Roseanne, I should give you moderation as well, because you show up a lot for these, and I trust you deeply to assist. If you're still here. Yatan Peku. Yasatya.
Nino, Nio, Dino, Tibo, Kiwatao, Channel, Titio, Nemo, Tawicha, Toma.
Okay. Oh man. Okay, I can hang out until 9. I just it's just gonna keep going. So it'll be we're just doing a coding marathon apparently. So not so many questions here. Come to Mardi Gras. Heck yeah, I'm down. If you feel like crying, please do. If you feel emotions rushing up to your body, honor them. It'll help a ton. Allowing those to come out because there'll be a ton underneath it as well. There's lots of emotions are oftentimes stacked, and it can be very powerful just to express those. Hey, Lonnie. I'm glad it resonates. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry if I'm missing your comments too. I'm probably missing so many questions and comments. And again, if there are questions that you have that you want to ask, or you just want to BS, or you're interested in sessions, just go to my profile. There's a link in there. You can send a message directly through that. You go to my Instagram. You can send a message through that. I've been wiped out for a few weeks. Otherwise, I'd have my website redone. It's pretty much there. I just need to test it and put my products on it and make sure it works. And then, and then it'll all be an automated process, and you won't have to go directly through me. And that way, I'll have a lot more time to do my work as well. But that'll be coming up soon. Is pressure an indication of resistance? Sometimes it can be. Pressure, there's only pretty much two forces, right? There's like pressure and, gosh, I can't remember. There's only two and I forgot one of them. But pressure is just one of the forces of the universe, So I feel pressure. That's how I sense a lot of things in my body as pressure. So it doesn't always mean that it's resistance. For example, pressure with me right now is the energy coming in. So, which I guess is resist. Yeah, it's gonna be resistance. It's only resistance if it's being resisted, right? Otherwise, it's just pressure. I don't know. I love you. It's my pleasure. I'm glad that you enjoy these sessions. It's awesome. It's awesome seeing so many people in here. Like, it blows my mind, and I'm like so appreciative and so humbled, and I'm so glad that people are interested, at least, in this type of thing, right? Because it was a huge. Oh, thank you for the roses. It's a huge. I was very insecure for a very long time. I was doing energy work every day. That was my life for years. All I did was energy work and healing and all sorts of stuff. I would go to work, of course, but at work, that's what I would be doing. I would bust my workout, and then I would just study, and I would do energy healing on myself at my desk, or I'd be meditating for years. And then not until this summer, pretty much, did I kind of come out. Even other healing groups, I was like always in like healing groups and stuff, but I was really, really quiet and just definitely in observation mode. But then this summer, spirit, or even late spring, spirit pushed me and said that I had to come out of the closet. And so I was really nervous. I was really anxious. I really didn't want to be seen. But I know that was a big step for me. And so they had me jump on TikTok. And I said, okay. Made a couple of videos, and then it's just been flowing from there. And you build up confidence, and you realize, you start to learn more about yourself through it. And it's been the best thing for my path so far, is putting myself out there. It's been hard. Not super hard. I'm trying to make it fun. That helps a ton. I love when things rhyme. No, that's a perfect question. What's my mom think? I have no idea, to be honest. I know that my mom and my dad are aware of the work that I do. I know that my mom is gifted in her own ways, but she's not healed and really unbalanced. So I hope it doesn't trigger her in a negative way. I've definitely caught her channeling without her realizing, like not in a good way. Letting negative aspects control her, but I don't know. I think they respond well to it. I know that she responds well to my work when her higher self allows me to work with her. So she's going to be visiting soon, and I am going to talk about it with her. Sit down and see what she thinks and feels, and because some people, when they're not in the best state, can be really put off by things like this. Like they can be really triggered because the things in them that are unhealed see it as a threat, and then they'll fight away from it. And so we'll see. You're welcome, Jesus. I want to answer every question. That's I like it when there's less people. Not that I don't like lots of people, but I like the opportunity to be able to respond to every question. I'm not used to this many people honestly being in a chat, so it's been harder to see messages and keep up at all. So I gotta kind of let them go by. So I wouldn't, blame the creators too much, especially ones that have a ton of people in their chats. Like that's got to be really tough. Like I can't imagine 1,000 people. I see some people with 1,000. I'm like, how would you manage? Like, how do they even do it? Thank you, Amber. Appreciate you. Hug right back. Correct. Yeah. Hey, Shonda. Hi. How are ya? I love seeing familiars, friends, soul family, locals. Yeah, and if any of you are from Washington State, because it seems like a lot of people pop in through Washington State. I don't know if it's the algorithm or what, but if you're in Washington State, that's where I'm located, and I love doing in-person sessions. And I do psychic fair, metaphysical fairs all the time. I'll be doing metaphysical fairs this weekend in Mount Vernon, Washington at Mystical Wares. And at the fairs, I do donation-based. So I let our higher selves decide whatever needs to come through, and then you donate what feels right. And I accept gifts and stuff instead too, donations of any type. And it's really a great opportunity for people who've never had this type of work to get to interact with it directly. So I would, if you're in the area and you know somebody that could potentially be open to this type of thing or just kind of curious, I highly recommend you coming by and saying hi and see what comes through for them, because especially if it's healing work, if it's like specific healing work. I know, like, if people are in pain, because I know pain, it can be life-changing to realize that somebody can help you with your pain, and then to realize that you can do that for yourself. It can really change your life. Hey, Sue, I love it. Seeing more locals. Speaking of locals, whew. And Sue's going to be there as well tomorrow. She's a very powerful healer. Okay, there's another one coming in. Here comes another wave. Sorry, guys. No talking. Got a little bit of a break there. You're just coming in so strong today. I don't know if it's because I'm so sensitive after all my healing the last few weeks, but uy, gallo, curnas. Like, it's literally vibrating. I have to shake it out of my muscles. I need to be working out. I need to be working out. That's my next phase. So you guys got to remind me, hey, are you working out yet, Ty? Like, oh crap, nope, yep, sorry. Hold me accountable. Please hold me accountable. That's my next phase. It's been so hard to work out being in so much pain and so much tension, Not that it's an excuse. It is an excuse, but. So anybody who's new in here, I am releasing codes, what we call light codes, and these can have all sorts of functionality. Part of the role of mine being here is to help release these codes. Some of these codes I carry for people, so they're not necessarily my code. They're the codes from different collectives, even other universal structures, if you want to identify it as that. And they can have all sorts of functionality that can be powerful in your healing, and they can activate memories and soul memories. They can activate gifts. You can begin to do this. Excuse me. Releasing. You can do this yourself. You may have this activated in yourself, your own form of it, or your own gifts. You know, everybody's got their own special things. So many gifts right now. There's so many gifts that people have that nobody else has, that they haven't realized yet, because of how unique they are. And that's what's really important about spirituality, is to remember that it's about you and your own uniqueness. There's nobody else like you. So even though that there's we see other healers and energy workers and stuff do their thing, you know, psychics, and everybody's got their little gifts, don't expect to be like them, because you could be missing out on the most powerful gift within yourself, you know. I had a lot of trouble with this myself, because, you know, I didn't have teachers necessarily. I had people that were close that did this stuff, but I didn't have any mentors or anything. I learned myself through direct experience. And a lot of times it's really easy to get distracted by expecting to be like other people in their gifts. Like the clairvoyant stuff, like being able to visualize, like that still blocks me. I still like really, because I can feel it. I know I'm supposed to be able to see, but it's just not time yet. So it really frustrates me. But focusing on that so much, I was ignoring this, you know, how powerful this could be. Taktina istu shatatatingi poak udharma ishakui karami. Yasyashana hiate ikuina ya. Tuya kanana, chitanana, kikoginana, pikoginana, tishanana, itu tana, piku keka guicher dish. Pisatia shatia ushi ti ista. Kiasha data isha kiama u sala shekia napa uku wisa chi sipi shu ukuku ema ta I shiti ukui kia tinasa usu tu sha iki si tu asa maki tu shaki tisha ka kinu utu shaka neku uku rapa isa ta icha na isa tu kuga na asi pakani ta icha tu wa. Eat, ikut, ujuk, tutau, cikut, kotok, kipap, tinak, kukuk, kuk, kuk. Ut. Wow. Uluba. 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 You. Okay. Another wave. Boy, oh boy. Thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate you so much. I know you're answering so many questions and probably having to filter out a bunch of people. If other people are interested in also moderating and helping me out on these Fridays, because I'm going to try to do this every Friday, and it's a lot of work for one person. So if you're interested, I would really love to hear from you, and I can also you know, we can work something out. I would appreciate that. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Amber. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Kukuisha. Yeah, I know. How do you keep up with this? As I know that you're working too, Tina. So I like. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. How's everybody feeling now? Yeah. If you're interested, just leave a comment on one of my videos or something, or send me a message through my link on my profile or through Instagram. Whatever works. Get a hold of me. Yeah, I'm so slow at, like, you're using a cell phone, right? If it was on a computer, I'd be fast. I can't do, like, I'm the slowest typer, honest. I'm an old dude when it comes to the cell phone. I'm like, beep, 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 beep. Auto, pick the word. Beep, beep, beep. Pick the word. Beep, beep, beep. I hate texting on it. I'm so bad at it. And my hands don't fit on the dang phone. I think I need a bigger phone because it's too, like, it's awkward for me. I can't hold it like this. It's too big. I realize I can't record holding the button either. I found that out today, like where you can do the little trick where you move it up and down. I have to like hold it funny. I'm a pretty big guy, so. Oh, Gloria, shut up. I always get messed up. I got it. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you everyone for the gifts too. I really, truly appreciate it. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I'm sure I missed a whole bunch of people as they gave gifts, and I really, really appreciate it. Good, that's awesome, Devin Collins. Have you been here before? I think I recognize your username and avatar, and you didn't feel it as much, because that'll happen. It's very common to go to watch these things and to be a part of the energy, or even just to watch my videos. You'll begin to get more and more sensitive, and other channeler videos too, obviously. Like, definitely mix it up, you know. Don't just look at one channeler, because you could be missing out on a lot. We all have different flavors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, explore, you know. Cosmic Earthchild, she's an awesome channel. If you guys aren't familiar with her channel, she's the moderator in the chat. Go check her out. Go follow her, please. She's amazing, and I don't even need to convince you. Just go check out her profile. If you're into this type of work, check her out. She's awesome. Hey, happy Hana. Did I pronounce that right? Hana? It's good to see you here, friend. Oh, thank you, Jodies. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that you can feel it. Marie Claire. Everybody's going to feel things differently, right? You know, like, we're going to feel stuff really strongly, especially if it's closer to something that resonates with us, right? Hello from Serbia. Right on. What's up? How's it going? Good to have you. Ooh, left ear goes bop when you start channeling. Incoming energies, those incoming frequencies, and your spirit team helping you out. It should be TY-EL on YouTube. You can, if you just search for that, you should find it. But maybe if you do that and do, let me look real quick. Because I don't think I have I think you have to have enough subscribers or something to have a channel URL or something. My channel's a whole bunch of numbers. It should just be TY-EL, and that should work. That's usually how I find my channel when I look it up. Yeah, my codes have gotten stronger this month. They're going to get stronger and stronger. This next 3 months, I'm getting massive upgrades. So I'm going to be going through a bit of, I'm not going to pre-program and say that I'm going to go through hell, but it's not going to be an easy process from the 3D perspective, just because it shouldn't be. I'll be purging literally just so much distortion, so much crap from eons, like, I mean, deep, deep stuff. So I just started working on the first DNA strand, and just starting from the ground up, from resurrecting our divine template, and with a group of amazing souls, and we'll see how that comes out. I mean, didn't take much to say yes, so it will be an intense experience. It'll be fun. Oh, cool! You found it. So somebody found it. Perfect. Yeah, I'll post this video. I'll try to remember it right after. Usually, right after though, I get off. I'm like, I just need to go like drink a bunch of water and lay down for a second. And then I forget to post it. But I will definitely post it. And if I forget to post it like right away, please. I'm a dingus. I forget everything. So I'm not offended if you remind me at all. So if you leave a comment and be like, hey, you said you were gonna do this, I'll be like, oh crap, thank you. Hi, Mimi. Ooh, raw vegan. That's gonna be that's a big change. I'm having to change my diet too. I haven't been feeling well enough to even go shopping, so that hasn't even been on the agenda yet. But yeah, the next time I go shopping, it's gonna definitely be an intuitive diet change, big time. And I'm gonna have to. I'm usually too tired to, and the way my brain works, I have a really hard time, like super ADHD type symptoms. So when I'm trying to cook, it can like literally trigger a migraine in me sometimes, trying to figure out, okay, now I have to do this, unless there's certain things, you know. But if it's a new recipe or something, my brain kind of like, I have to get ingredients, and I'm at the grocery store, my head just goes, ugh. And I'm like, I give up, get a pizza. Ugh. There's a lot of code slinging that we did, Lisa Healy. We should do, I wonder, they're going to make me do some more codes. After this next wave that I'm going to be expressing right here in a second. Whew, one sec. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to express some codes and some healing stuff right now. But after that, we'll do an actual healing transmission for everybody before I get off, okay? So here we're going to express some codes, so just feel your body. Oh, God. Distacio. Ja, ma wish tu shia tati sinki kota pia ushitia pa kana yakukaya. Ni hatacha mi kuka ni me ichu koya pa ane. Jinata iki maku uchu asa pa ane. So like I mentioned before, my whole body is like a different part of a controller, right? Like a multidimensional controller for my higher self. So you'll see my eyes do certain things, right? Like look in certain directions. They're just like, they're releasing codes for one, but they're also, sometimes they'll be pointing at certain directions because it's like accessing specific frequencies, right? Like looking one way and then looking another, and one eye a certain direction, then up and down. Or up, and sometimes I'll be looking at my third eye and that activates stuff. But that happens throughout my whole body, so like I'm flexed. Sometimes I flex my thighs really strong. Sometimes I have to flex my ankles. It's a whole body kind of workout. It's very physical. That's why I kind of like, I'm like, Ash, do I need to work out? I'm like, yes, you need to work out. I'm like, oh God, okay. They show me what I'm supposed to like be like. They're like, this is how your body has to be. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm not a freaking superhero. Like, what? Like, I don't have time or energy to look like that. I don't know who looks like that. Like that's people that look like that, that's all they do. Like, how am I supposed to do what I do? You may be releasing right now, because I am. Yep, it's not going to be good. That's normal, don't worry. Don't worry, that's normal. Usually it's when I'm working with clients. Yeehaw. Totally normal. Don't worry, it's totally normal. I'm totally fine. It's just energy too, it's not real puke or anything. Sorry if you're sensitive to that type of sound. I prefer to yawn when I release, but sometimes the really big ones. Okay. Ooh. All right. Ooh, 222 we're in when I looked up. At 9 on the dot. Awesome. Patchouli, or if I mispronounce that, I'm sorry. I am what people might refer to as an energy worker, an energy healer. And I utilize a tool that people refer to as light language or light code, which is using my body to facilitate different frequencies. It can be used for a lot of different things like healing or activation work, where this can be activated within you yourself, and you can start expressing it yourself. Whew, yeah, and for people who have been around this whole session, just be prepared. There's a big release of codes. There's a lot of work that came through today. So be kind with yourself. Be gentle on yourself. Emotions may rise up over the next few days and weeks, especially. Be mindful of that and know that they're there to be released and to be transmuted and to be let go of, just to be acknowledged, really, and to loved and know that, like, that's what we had stored in us because we store emotions that you choose not to process, either consciously or unconsciously. They get stored in our body. And so when we go through these types of sessions, these types of transmissions, we can move out a ton of crap that was keeping it down. And then we can feel really good for a few days. And then that stuff that had been kept down can start to rise up, and those emotions can come up. And then we need to feel them or release them. Doing all the fundamentals is really helpful through that process. Grounding, being out in nature, eating good food, just being kind to yourself, just like not getting hard on yourself about what you're feeling and what you're going through, being gentle, resting a lot, drinking lots of water. That's super important. Everybody here should be drinking a lot of water. If you've been here the whole session, especially over the next 2-3 days, drink as much water as you can. Don't get yourself sick, but drink as much as you can. I think you probably will, Marie Claire. Yeah, every time I look at myself in the mirror, I see a different person for sure. Turned on your spinal stimulator without the remote. That's awesome. That's some really fun feedback. I hope it's not a bad thing. I hope you're okay. I hope it doesn't cause issues. I'm sorry, I missed that question. Is it our healing on the slide that's causing this intense energy? Yeah, the codes. So there's a lot. It's not just healing. There's a lot of codes. So the codes. How do I explain this? A big part of the codes that I am delivering are part of the collective ascension process. Not necessarily the one that people hear about so much, but the organic ascension process. So they are going to have a lot of different functionalities. They're going to essentially activate soul memories, true soul memories, integrate you more with your true self, who you truly are, not the illusions and the distortions. And that can be an intense experience. Yes. Yep. Yep. Exactly right, Tina. Cosmic Earth Child. So many. There's a lot coming through in these codes. There's a lot of alignment. There's a lot of adjustment, reprogramming, like defragging, unloading programs, uploading new programs that are specific to you, some that are specific to the collective, connecting you to aspects of self from other spaces and realities, all sorts of stuff. Do I believe false light is a thing? It's a thing. I mean, but it depends on how you would define it. I believe most of what we experience in this reality is an inversion, a distortion, and even, well, and especially even in the spiritual communities. But it's not anybody's fault. Like, we're all doing our best, and it's part of our process of remembering. It's part of this whole experiment, this whole, yeah, it's an experience, you know. We're all being experiences for the all, right? Like, we're all infinite reflections in every possible perspective that we can perceive, and we're going through a huge, crazy test, like a huge, like, nobody's talked about it the way that I've seen it and that I feel it's going to happen. Nobody. I haven't heard anybody. I've actually got to experience it like probably 10 times on plant medicine. And so that many times I was like, there's no way. Like, no, why is nobody talking about it? And then now I'm starting to figure out why. And it's just because things are different. You know, there's like this whole, I had a role, my higher self had a role, took on the role for in service of the divine to break the system and essentially manipulate our universal structure in order to siphon energy to have the experience of death, to be limited, to be able to die, to be able to be manipulated, to be all these things, to be able to have that experience, because we want to have every experience, and this is going to make us so strong. Like, this whole thing is going to make us so strong. So there's nothing that isn't divine. So in the big scheme of things, we're going to look back and say that it was the best thing that happened. Just like when you look back at your trauma, once you're healed and you go and you see how powerful you became from it, it's going to be very similar to that. Hi, E-Rage. Bufo, I've never experienced Bufo. Sounds cool. There's a healing center that's going to be popping up in Oregon, that's interested in potentially having me check them out, maybe work with them at some point. But they'll be doing a lot of medicine there, which I think that's on the agenda. But things are changing really fast, especially in states like the West Coast. Pretty much as far as like plant medicine goes, I imagine things are going to be decriminalized overall within the next year or two. There's a lot of ways to heal in general, Manisha. Grief a lot of times is held in the heart, the chest up here. What I might suggest is just really simple. You don't have to learn a bunch of crazy complicated techniques. Just relax as deeply as possible. Put your imagination in your lungs and in your heart, wherever you feel that grief in your body. So identify what you feel in your body, like feel that grief, like allow yourself to feel that grief. So as I'm saying it, I'm tuning into what it possibly is like for you. And I feel it a lot in my heart, right here in my chest, in the back of my heart, through my heart. Yeah, and what I would do is just relax and feel that as deeply as possible with your hands in that area, and then feel your hands as deeply as possible, and then just continue to relax. Don't try to change anything, and just feel it, completely accept it, and feel what you feel in your hands and what you feel in your heart, and relax your eyes. And then you'll begin to process that energy a lot faster, and you can shift it. And then once that emotion gets to that point, that grief comes out, is able to truly come out, which I understand grief is like a never-ending pool of, it's hard. So this is just a really, really simple way. You might have to go in deeper and heal timelines, and there's all sorts of possibilities. But if that doesn't work, and if just feeling it, because we all are equipped to handle our own stuff, we are, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very simple. Healing should be very simple. But there are a lot of other resources too for people to help you with that. Like don't be afraid to reach out to somebody, because especially with something like grief, it can be really, really helpful to have somebody to talk to. I know grief. I mean, not nearly like many people know grief, but grief it's hard. What if you're still living in what you want healed from? I'm not sure what you mean, but you're gonna have, if you want to heal, you're gonna have to change things in your life. That's just the way it is. That's where healing comes from generally. A lot of the times we need healing because of things in our environment. Like, we can't heal fully because our environment doesn't allow us to. A fish can only grow as, a goldfish is only gonna grow as big as its, aquarium. Yeah, doctors are... Don't get me started on doctors. I mean, there are good doctors, but they're just few and far between, because literally you have to be indoctrinated to be a doctor. Like, you literally have to accept programming, collective programming, and it's distorted. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work. A lot of it works, but it is distorted so that they think that there is only one way that things work, and they get this God mode going on, and that's very, very dangerous for patients. I know, I experienced it. Like, how damaging is it to somebody to say that they're going to die and they're not, that they're going to die and there's no cure, and there totally is. There's always options. Like, there's always, like, to say that is just, they're so ignorant. They don't know anything about conditions either. If it's a rare condition and they say something like that, just, oh my gosh, don't believe any kind of bad prognosis from a doctor ever, 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 ever. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, don't stress it. There's always reasons, and there's always purpose, and don't feel bad about what you can't change. I know having a lot of metal in your body I can't imagine, that's going to be tough. But you can reprogram it as well. You can use it. You can, okay, well, I can program metal. Metal is very programmable. So how might I take what would be a disadvantage and turn it into an advantage, and start looking at it instead of a bad thing as a good thing, and then you can reprogram it. 100%. Everything's possible. Yeah, that's terrible, Mimi. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's how I'm sure you're doing a lot better now, it seems like, right? But yeah, the doctors, especially with cancer, it's just a money-making machine. Money-making machine. Well, I'm going to do some more. I'll do some healing, just straight healing, since the codes aren't forcing themselves out too much right now. I'm just going to focus on just healing. So What I want you to do, if you're open to receiving healing, is just place all of your awareness in the area that you would like healing. Relax as deeply as possible. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw, and then place all of your awareness in the area that you need healing. If it's an emotional issue, put your awareness into that emotional issue, whatever that is. Try to maybe feel that emotion. You know, if it's a mental issue, whatever it is, try to just identify it. It can be, you know, like mental patterns, you know, programs of your mind is also possible. So just put your awareness into those areas and then relax. All for the highest good only. No energy will be taken that's not freely given. No harm will be done. Alignment of the highest good of all. First, we're going to go through and just do a whole body scan from the feet up, just cleanse out any debris and density. We're just going to start from the feet and the toes. And I'm also going to bring in some constellations to help. So we're going to start at the feet. I'm going to ask Pisces, the constellation of Pisces, to flow into the feet and the toes, help break up any stagnant energy, bring healing into this area. And I'm just going to be coding to assist as we go up. We're going to go into the ankles. We're moving up into the shins and calves, and I'm going to ask Aquarius to flow into this area. Bring healing, break up any stagnant energy. We're moving up to the knees. I'm going to ask Capricorn to flow into the knees. Moving into the thighs and hamstrings. I'm going to ask Sagittarius to flow into this area. Bring healing, break up any stagnant energy. Now we're going to ask Libra to flow in the hips and buttocks. Break up any stagnant energy. Bring healing. We ask Scorpio to flow into the reproductive organs. Bring healing, break up any stagnant energy. We're going to ask Virgo to flow into the abdominal area. And Leo into the back and the heart. So we're moving up the torso. Lower back. Through all those vital organs. The middle back. Or the upper back. I'm going to ask Cancer to flow into the chest area. Bring healing, break up any stagnant energy. All the stagnant energy is just going to flow down and out into the ground. Just going to invite healing streams of grace to assist. And it's just going to rain this light down. I'm going to ask Gemini to flow into the arms and shoulders. So down the shoulders and the biceps. The triceps. The elbows. Forearms. Wrists and hands. And then I'm going to ask Taurus to flow into the neck and throat. Bring healing, break up any stagnant energy. going to ask Aries to flow into the head and face. Break up any stagnant energy, bring healing into this area. And then last but not least, I'm going to ask Ophiuchus to flow into the nervous system. So the nervous system, it's going to flow down in this diamond white stream into our head, and through all those little streams and rivers in our head and face, around our eyes, through our brain, around our cheeks, our face, our jaw, our teeth, tongue, down into our neck, through the spinal cord, down into our neck, flowing out the streams and rivers out the neck, throat, down into the upper back, down flowing through the shoulders, through all those rivers, all the little nerve endings, down into the biceps, the triceps, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers, the thumbs, into each of the hands, where we have 4,000 nerve endings on each hand. And if it's in alignment for the highest good, I'm going to ask to double that from 4,000 to 8,000. It's going to keep flowing down the spinal cord into the middle back, the lower back, and then through all those vital organs, through all the streams, and down to the hips and buttocks, through the genitals, thighs, hamstrings, knees, shins, calves, feet, toes, into each of the feet, which we have 400 nerve endings on each foot. We're going to ask to double that if it's in alignment for the highest good of all. Now, with the whole nervous system lit up, I'm going to ask if it's in alignment for the highest good of all to increase the amount of light that we can hold to the highest extent in this now, as safe, without causing harm, and just what's comfortable. Unique for each person, please. Now I'm just going to hand a golden orb to you. There's a code in it. And if you accept it, just place it in your heart space. You can just use your imagination or just accept it into your heart. And then you can give this orb a command if you would like. You can tell it to go to a certain area of healing. All done for now. And those are going to keep running too. I'm going to ask those to keep running as long as it is appropriate for your highest good. So as to keep running, as long as it is appropriate for your highest good. So for each person. I have a little thumb drive here. I'm going to place a code in it. This is connected to a bunch of different healing frequencies. I'm going to plug in frequencies, frequencies from Atlantis, all sorts of good stuff. So, and I'm going to ask that to stay there as long as it needs for the highest good of each person, and it will dissolve. Oh no. I'm still froze, huh? I froze when I passed the orb, so you guys can't see me. Oh no. Oh no. I can see everybody typing. Okay, I'm back. Okay, cool. So yeah, you just take that golden orb and you just put it in your heart. And I also put some healing frequencies in a little thumb drive that I plugged in to your crown if you're open to receiving. And it has a bunch of different healing frequencies. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. But yeah, it's got different frequencies for like calmness, energy, perfect health, self-love, energy, confidence, willpower, other frequencies like angel frequencies, diamond frequencies, dragon frequencies, Atlantis frequencies. But yeah, so you got it no matter what if you're open to receive it. Right on. So how you feeling? Oh, interesting. Some people still can't see me. Oh, bummer. Well, we're about to get off anyway, which I feel bad, if I'm frozen for some people. But yeah, Tina, you're definitely meant to be here, and I appreciate you so much for being here. And yeah, we should talk. We'll chat because I want to make it up to you somehow. Let's talk about it. We'll figure it out. I appreciate you so much. It makes a huge difference. I can feel how much of a difference it made. Yeah, and I'm sure you were contributing a lot of codes yourself. Good teamwork. Good team. Appreciate you. And you type so dang fast. I don't know anybody else. Like, I see your messages go up, but I'm like, what? That's so beautiful. I love it. Well, guys, I guess I'll do my little getting off spiel. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. If you have questions, again, if you have any questions for me, if there's anything you're looking for to get help with, or you're looking for a session or anything like that, just go to my profile. There's going to be a link in there that will send you to my website that has a place where you can send a message. And I'm sorry it's such a pain in the butt, but that's what we got to do on TikTok. You can do that, or there's the Instagram button there. If that's easier, that might be easier for a lot of people. There, you can do that, or you can just email me at my username, tyelheels@gmail.com. So those are some different ways to get a hold of me. My website will be streamlined very soon. Soon. Hopefully this weekend, but knowing me, I don't know. Who will see. See if there's anything else. Yeah, pretty much right now I just offer 2 types of sessions, but that's going to change very soon. And then I still am offering pre-recorded video transmissions. So this is also going to change. So I'm hesitant to mention it. Actually, they're saying not to mention it. So I need to change that first before I offer it. But yeah, well, I appreciate you guys so much. Please, and if you guys just have comments too, I'd love to hear feedback. It makes a huge difference to me. It helps me know that all this weird stuff is helpful. but it also helps me realize what's going on too, because it's good validation for some of what I don't get all the information. So getting information from you will help validate my instincts and my knowings throughout it, and it'll be really helpful. And don't be shy. And remember, we're in a community. We're in this together. We're a part of a group frequency, and I really appreciate every single person that was a part of it, because every single person contributed, and their higher selves did. So you got a huge team of guides, and there's so many people involved in this, so many beings involved with it. It's hard to imagine, and I don't think any of us really get that yet. And so thank you so much. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you next Friday. And thank you to Tina. Go check out her profile. Go check out her page, Cosmic Earth Child. She's amazing. Thank you for helping, and follow her too, because she's amazing. You won't regret it. I promise you. I promise. I love you guys. Mukushta tarima itu ki proto chatarani ki kuku ma ropa to ma ropa to sito koni ma ko proto ropa to ti proku to pak ni bi pa chupa wa ni bi or ni bi pa ni bro ci pe di po ci mi ho ta ci ko te All right. Oh, thank you. You didn't give me flowers. Oh, thank you. Stop. All right. I love you guys. I don't want to. Oh, cool. I hope that doesn't cancel. What's going on? Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna wait for all the flowers to stop. Thank you. I love you guys. Now there's more flowers. Make me blush. Okay. Okay. I'll just let them come through. Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, awesome. Love you guys. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Mwah.